I am Stacey Evans, nursing supervisor for the West and the South for residential. We're going to go over how to run a report in Carasolva. So once you log into Carasolva and you've selected your client, you're going to then go to medication. You're going to click management reports. So these are all the different types of reports that you can select: all medication report, a contact sheet, count sheet, emergency info, home medication, the med sheet itself for the MAR. You'll want to do that. Keynote for you guys to know is that you cannot run a med sheet end of the month at the first couple of days of the month because it's still generating, but you can actually select the med sheet end of month time-stamped report. That will actually work for you at all times. If you want to check nursing notes, if they've gotten any PR and OTCs, you can check that. Staff note, task sheet, therapy, vitals, things of that nature. So let's just go ahead and check to see end of the month report. We're going to do a time-stamped report so you can see that. You are going to want to go ahead and select the month and the year, and you're going to generate the report. And this is essentially going to show you what the MAR is. So you'll be able to go in and verify that this client received this medication. It'll show you the initials of the person who gave that medication, the date, and the time that they signed it off. So that may not be accurate depending on when staff go in and redocument that. It may be incorrect. You can see here it's showing on this medication was given on the 2nd, but it was documented on the 3rd at 4:30 in the morning. So they would be able to, you can go back and talk to staff in regards to the documentation on that. If you scroll all the way down for the MAR itself, it'll show you here. This will have a name with the initials and the signature of the person that has given that medication. So if you ever have a question as to want to know who somebody is, you'll be able to go in and verify that here. So you'll want to go back to management reports. And then you'll select your next thing. Maybe we want to check to see, do they have vitals? Have staff been documenting vitals for this client? Let's go in and check to see. Let's just go ahead and go to January and see if anything pops up. As you can see here, these show all of the initials to the people that have given this medication. So this doesn't have anything in here that specifically requires them to put in a vital. It just says that they took that medication, or I'm sorry, that vital, that task, whatever it would be. So the blood sugars are showing here, but this isn't showing you what the blood sugar is. So that just means that it wasn't entered correctly into the system. So that would have to be updated. Click back to management reports. Let's check to see if they have any tasks that needed to be done. Again, decide your month and your year, hit generate report. And then again, it goes in here and it shows you bowel movement record. It just shows you that the staff has signed it off every single day. There's no open holes for any of that. You just go in and verify it just the same as you would a MAR. So you just go in and make sure everything is signed off. Staff have done their job. If there's another report you want to do, hit management reports. A good report to use if you have a client who goes home with family, who you send medications home with, you prepackage them, whatever the situation is. If you hit home medication report, you would select the date that the client is going to be gone. Let's just say they're going to be gone until for today until Saturday. You're going to run that, and this is what it's going to show you. So this itself can actually be printed out. So if you're going to export it, you would want to export it into a Word document. And then it pops up down here. So this report is now on a Word document that we can print out. So we're going to enable the editing. And it's going to show you here that this is a ViaQuest document. It's a home medication report for Emmett Lego. It's going to have the client's address here. You're going to be able to select if you provided a lockbox, yes or no. The dates of the client's going to be absent from. So you would put 2/1 to 2/4, or whatever the dates are that the client will be gone. This in itself is going to give them all the information they need for that client. So it gives you the medication name. It gives you what the prescription says. It gives the times that are given. And then here you're going to put the amount that was sent. So you want to make sure you put this here so that we are verifying how much we're sending with the staff or the client or whoever's taking the client out and how much is being returned. So if we're sending them with 5 days worth of medication and they're gone for 5 days and they send 5 days worth of medication back, the client clearly did not get medication while they were not in our home, in their care. So we'll want to make sure we document that. But we'll want to make sure as well, especially for controlled medications, that we're putting how many we're sending here. Because at the bottom of this report, it's going to require that whoever packed the medication signs and dates it, the staff that's in the home that's giving the medication to the family member signs that, and that the family member signs it as well to verify that they took 10 Ativans with them today. This protects everyone, because if, say we gave 10 Ativans to a family member, they didn't sign this form, and then they get home and then they call and say, well, you guys never gave me the Ativan. This is the way for us to be able to prove that we gave that, you accepted that. And so then we know that we don't have an issue with that. No, there's no controlled meds missing on our end. When the client does come back, staff will want to make sure they verify that there's no meds being returned. If there are, they'll want to make sure they go ahead and contact the program manager, the nurse, to verify that. We need to know, was there a problem? Did something happen? Did the client refuse the medication, or whatever the situation is? It's good for us to be aware of what happened while they were gone. And then this type of report will actually be kept with in the client's documentation book at the house. And then everybody will just sign when the client gets signed out, and then sign when the client comes back in. You can save this, you can print it out, whatever you need to do. And then we'll go back. So we're back here for this. We're going to close that. I'm going to go back to management reports. Let's just go and look and see if he has a count for his control. So this is where they would go in when staff is giving a medication. They're going to go in and it's going to be documented. So we'll generate the report for February and see what's in here. Takes a moment for it to load. But you can see here, again, it says it's a count sheet. It says who the client is. They'll give the address and any pertinent information that's been added in. So this client right now, we're going to look at is their clonazepam 1 milligram. It started on November 12th of 2020. It shows it's a multi-sheet based on administration time. So you can see here that on February 1st at 1:52, the count went from 9 to 10. Or from 10 to 9, because we gave that medication in a previous video. You can see here at 1:53, we verified and we updated the count. The current count, previous count was 9, and then it went to 10 because we updated it as an error. So this will show you here what happened. And then the person should put a note as to what happened. So this just says we verified 10 pills in the home, documentation error. So you'll be able to see who recorded that. And you'll be able to see where they were at when they did that. If you see prompt sheet, that's usually the only place you're going to see a DSP sign off a med. So that's when they're administering the medication. That's when they entered it in after they gave that pill. Med management is going to show when we're in the back office and we're adding things. So if you're adding a control count, like the 30 refills for the month, that's where that's going to show in med management. It kind of shows you, or at least lets you know, like what was going on for that client. So let's go ahead and look and see if he has any other. He does have the lorazepam. It shows it was started on 2/1, and it just shows here that we went ahead and added 30 count for his 8 a.m. and 30 count for his 8 p.m. This will separate as well as the administrations go on. So you'll see all of the 8 a.m. together and all the 8 p.m. will be separate. And then that's all that he has. This is the PRN. So you'll be able to see here that we added the PRN medication that was a 0 before. We added the current count of 30, and then we went ahead and administered one of those. And then once you're done with this report, you would just hit X and it will close out. You can go to management reports. There really isn't any other that we would reports that you would run, but you can hit, like if you wanted to check nursing notes, you can select that, select the dates that you're wanting to check. We need to go out one day. Just go to here, generate the report. There are currently no nursing notes here on file for this client, so you'll be able to see that there. And that's all you have to do for a running report.